I've been in commercial real estate for the last 8 years, and in the past 12 months, we've acquired over $35 million worth of real estate. So today I'm going to teach you the absolute basics, beginner's guide to getting started in investing in commercial real estate. Don't mind the office. We are currently under construction, changing up the YouTube set. So really excited for what we're going to be able to bring to you guys next. Maybe it'll look a little bit better, maybe it won't, but hopefully it does. That's the whole point of why we're doing it. Anyway, I got started in commercial real estate, like I said, 8 years ago as a commercial real estate broker. Knew nothing about the business. And when I tell you nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. I didn't even know that somebody represented Chipotle and helped them go lease a space. It was just not a thing that had ever crossed my mind. But clearly there is a very big business around that. That's what I've been doing with my whole life for the past 8 years. So when I first got into it, there were not a whole lot of resources going out there to teach me how to go about the process. There were a few books on Amazon. There was 1 or 2 podcasts, which I don't even think are around anymore. But that was about it, which was always really frustrating to me. So here, I'll give you the list right now of the absolute basics to getting into commercial real estate. Get a job in commercial real estate. That's pretty much the easiest way to learn it. Learn how to underwrite investments. Get spreadsheets, learn how they work. Go out and familiarize yourself with the market. You got to know what's going on around you. And of course, you got to get out there and make offers on properties. There you have it. Super easy. End of video. Just kidding. So let's pick each of those apart. I recommend getting a job in commercial real estate because you are going to actually get paid to learn how to make money. That's the beauty of being in real estate, is that we are actually working in investment. So you can get paid, you earn a salary, or maybe you earn commissions while getting taught how to build your own personal private wealth, which I think is phenomenal. There's no other opportunities out there like it, really, just because real estate is such a unique investment vehicle. Now, this job doesn't have to be as a broker. It doesn't have to be as a project manager for a developer. You could be a banker. You could be a CPA. You could be an architect, an engineer, a contractor. There's so many different ways for you to be in commercial real estate. It's great because you don't have to have one set career path. There are so many different ways for you to break into the business because at the end of the day, development, if that's what you want to get into, or investment, there are so many different aspects of every deal. You have to know financing. You have to know construction. You have to know how to raise capital. You have to know, what makes a successful deal. So the awesome opportunity is that it doesn't matter where you start. Just get started somewhere. Now, you may be past the point where you need to get a job in real estate. Maybe you don't want to get a job in real estate, right? Maybe you're a doctor. Maybe you're an attorney and you're very happy with where you are. Well, don't get a job in real estate. Go find somebody that can help you with these deals while you work on it, maybe part-time. Or maybe you don't work on it at all and you're just an investor. You just want to place capital with somebody. If that's the case, come invest with me. My email is in the description below. Shoot me a message. Let's talk. But if that's the case, you still want to take this next step, which is learn everything that you possibly can about investing in commercial real estate. Read all of the books. I'll link a blog post in the description below as well to the 10 best books on commercial real estate. These will take you quite a ways. We've got a whole library of videos that will teach you how to invest in commercial real estate. Check those out. Take your friends that are in the business out for coffee, out for drinks, out for lunch, dinner, doesn't matter. Take them out and pick their brains, right? Because they've got a lot of knowledge that they could just share with you. So whether you're wanting to get into the industry or you just want to start investing in commercial real estate, knowledge is power, and learning everything that you can about this asset type and this investment class is critical. And if you're looking for the absolute first place to start, just to even learn about commercial real estate, I would recommend the book How to Succeed in Commercial Real Estate by John Bowman. It's on that list that's in the description. It's probably the best-selling book off that list, and it literally teaches you everything about commercial real estate, from product types to investing and leasing. So I would definitely get started there. Next, you really need to learn how to underwrite a deal. Now, it doesn't have to be super complex like what we're doing now, where we've got spreadsheets that are 10 pages long and we take everything into account for percent annual increases and the CPI index 3 years from now. Obviously, you don't need to worry about that. Just go out and do something that's back of napkin. Find a spreadsheet. I've got one that's, I think, $19 on our website right now. If you're watching this 5 years from the day that we post this, maybe it's gone up due to inflation. But right now, it's only $19. And it walks you through, how much rent are you collecting? What are all of the expenses? What is your debt service? And it will show you what your debt service coverage ratio is and how much money you're making, right? So that at a bare minimum is what you will need to pitch to investors, to pitch to lenders, to whomever to get the capital that you need to do the project. If you're paying all cash, I still recommend doing this. You don't have to go out and convince a lender to give you money based on the underwriting of the deal, but you, for your own security, need to understand what's going on in that deal. There may be expenses that you haven't thought about, and that stuff tends to creep up when you're looking at these projects. So make sure you understand the numbers inside and out before you purchase anything. Next, familiarize yourself with your market. Get out, drive around, call on real estate brokers, call lenders, call real estate attorneys, ask everybody that you know that's in the industry, what's going on in the market? Are rents going up over here? How's vacancy look? You need to understand if the real estate market in your area is trending upwards or downwards. Now, most of us kind of have a gut feeling as to whether we think a city or a town or something is doing well or not. But, maybe you're not a commercial real estate professional. If you're not, it's a really good idea to go get somebody's opinion on how the market is doing, because that could also direct where you start to invest too. I mean, in Nashville, East Nashville, where we're based, Oracle announced a 65-acre campus with 8,500 jobs. You better bet everything that I think that East Nashville is going to explode over the next few years. It already was, but now, knowing something like that, I have even more conviction to invest in this market. So make sure that you understand what's going on in the market. Read your local business journals and learn from them. They're reporting on all of the news, right? Then, and this kind of goes along with underwriting, you need to understand how financing works. Again, maybe you take out some bankers to lunch or take out your CPA to lunch. They can kind of walk you through how the financing process works, because it's not just going to a bank and saying, hey, I need this much money to do this project. They will also need to look at the debt service coverage ratio, what your debt to income ratio is. They will look at the balance sheets of the guarantors. You'll likely need to provide 2 to 3 years of personal tax returns and a personal financial statement in order for them to approve you. They will also run your credit, but that is actually not nearly as big in commercial real estate as it is in residential. So make sure that you are fully prepared before you go to a bank, because the last thing you want to do is show up and look like you don't know what you're doing, because they are not going to feel very confident giving you a lot of money to buy real estate. This is really the final step out of all of those, but make offers. Brandon Turner talks about this all the time. Just make an offer a day. Send out a letter of intent every day. Underwrite a deal every day. You will not find deals unless you are actively searching for them and making yourself write offers. I met with one of the largest multifamily developers in the Southeast last night, and even he told me that his goal by the end of the year is to send out 3 offers a week. It's December, so he wants to send out 12 offers by the end of this year, in the next month. And he works with one of the biggest multifamily developers in the Southeast. So if the big guys have goals like that for themselves, you better have that for yourself too. Let's talk about some absolute do's and absolute don'ts. Absolutely do not go out and buy anything without knowing what you're doing. If you are going out of your comfort zone, maybe you are familiar with apartments because that's what everybody talks about all the time, and a good deal, or what somebody tells you is a good deal for an office building, comes across your desk. Well, if you don't understand the intricacies of those leases and you don't have the right team in place, you're going to probably lose everything. Going on the opposite side, an absolute do, get the right team put together. Assemble your A-team.
News team, assemble!
Go out, find the right contractors, the right bankers, lenders, engineers, architects, brokers if you want somebody to help you with leasing, property managers to manage the properties for you. You should have all of this stuff before you find a project, because that can actually help you with your pitch to lenders of, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but this team that I've hired does. Another absolute don't put a property under contract unless you're relatively confident that you can close on it. And that means understanding what you're looking at. So don't just go out and start throwing contracts out if you still haven't dived into learning everything that you need to know first. I would spend maybe 6 to 12 months even studying right? Read books, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts. I actually spent 5 years before I bought my first property. Now, I had developed real estate before that. I developed 42 townhomes, but it took me 5 years of being in the business before I felt comfortable going out and raising money from investors to buy my first investment building. And that's because I had been in the business long enough at the year or 2 year point to know I didn't know anything. And I'd been in it for a year or 2 years. So here's an absolute do. On your first deal, partner with somebody that knows what they're doing. Your chances of success skyrocket, your chances of failure way, way lower. And they'll make everything so much easier on you because they'll probably have all the connections that you'll need, which means financing will be easier, which means that they'll probably lease it up faster, which means you'll be making money faster. And who doesn't want to learn from somebody that touched the stove instead of touching the stove themselves? So there you have it for the absolute basics, the foundation for commercial real estate. Get out there and go buy some deals.